everybody. So we have been sick for this week and we've been a little pathetic. So excuse me for clearing my throat and stuff, but we have done a few little things the last few days that people have been a little bit better. So I want to show you a little bit what was going on. So if we end up staying here, I'll show you the area that we plan on putting our house. I'm going to spin you around. Try to do it slow. So over here would be pulling into the driveway. Sorry. Then we got our one-stop shop Skoolie extended house building, whatever. And then over there we got the greenhouses, and that is a new thing I'm going to show you. But anyway, so we've got these trees right here. Lovely, lovely trees. That would be the front yard. And so we come far enough away if we build something there, so that if a branch fell, it wouldn't land on the house. But once we're getting power this week and we just got water, we'll be moving the bus down here. And then today we moved some chicks down, so I'm gonna go show you our chicks. But anyway, so that will be our backyard and our side yard, and we got the little chicken house over there that's gonna turn into something. I'll talk to you about it in a minute. So let's go check out these chicks. All right, I can't see the screen good because of the sun, but we are really liking this coop setup. Michael created this well, not this exact one, a different one when we were in Kentucky, and the design has just worked really, really, really great. It's real strong and stable, but yet it's light enough to be moved. And so what we're planning on doing right here, well, let me back up. This whole area over here is going to end up being our gardens. So basically our whole backyard that I was showing will be gardens. And so what we're going to do, we're going to leave these chicks here. We're thinking probably about a week. They should have that ate down really good. And then we'll move them either that way or that way and keep it where it's touching where it left off. And then we'll go ahead and cover this up and mulch it and do it, each time we move it, go ahead and get it mulched up. And then hopefully by springtime, everything will have been good and fertilized with the chicks, weeds ate down, covered up with cardboard or paper, depending on the area and what we got, and mulched. So that's the plan with that. So let's go check out these chicks. All right, before I show you the chicks, just want to give a little history how we got these chicks. So when Michael moved his mom out here and moved our homestead stuff out here, a bunch of our chickens, I think it was 7, it was either 7 or 9 chickens died just on the trip. And then the next day or the day after, a fox got a hold of, dug through, got in and killed, it was either 7 or 9. One was 7 and one was 9. I think 9 died on the way, and then the fox got 7, I think is what happened. Sorry about my mask. It's warm. We had some cooler days that I was actually able to go without a mask, but it's been warmer, and so I'm needing my mask for the mold. So sorry about that. But anyway, when we had all those die, we're like, okay, we got to do something because we got to replace our hens. And he went up to a hatchery that's nearby and went ahead and just what they had. They were expensive, but we got some Rhode Island Reds. We got 2 cream leg bars and then 2 olive eggers. And we're really, really, really happy with them, but especially the cream leg bars, they're really neat. And the olive eggers are cute too, but the leg bars, they're really cute. So I want to tell y'all where they came from. So we got them that when he was there. And then let's see, he got them set up before we left, or before he left to come get us. And I think he was back with us in Georgia for 3 weeks before we moved out here. And then we've been here for almost a month. So they're 2 months old, somewhere around there. So that's what we're looking at. All right, show you. We really like these latches, and Michael put in a zip tie and put it through so that nobody gets locked in, so they can pull it from the inside. But we really like, well, now that I'm messing with it, it's gonna act up on me. We like these latches. We had them in our house actually for upstairs at the gate at the top of the stairs, before we moved into the schoolie. So anyway, I want to show you those. We really like them a lot. They're real, nothing's gonna get in there, mess with it. You have to be able to lift this up. And anyway, we just like them. All right, they're real curious, so they should come over here in a minute now that I've come in. They are still a little skittishy, but they're very curious. They come up and start eating and everything and checking you out and checking out my camera and all that kind of stuff really quickly. So let's see if they will. They are really excited about the grass. We had them in another one of these, which is the one we have from Kentucky. I'll show you that one in a minute, that we still had the heat lamp in. So Michael turned the heat lamp off a few days ago. So now they're out here without a heat lamp. But anyway, so this is the inside, just held together with some zip ties up there. They've got roost across there. They've got this corner roost as well. It's light enough for Michael to move it easily. The kids could probably move it. We haven't tried it, multiple of them working together. But they're right on the ground. They're able to scratch and eat, and they had been on their spot long enough they didn't have green grass anymore. And so they were happy to get in here and go straight to the grass. Hey, buddy. You gonna come visit? While they're over there. So we've been working with Shiloh. We just got her 2 weeks ago, I think it was. And she was an inside dog. We wanted an outside dog. And so we didn't know how she was going to do. She had never been around chickens before. She was also a girl, so Michael's not fixed. So Michael was worried about her going into heat. And he was worried with her being older, it'd be more difficult to train her. Hey, Shiloh. There she is. I will say that she is the best dog that we've ever had, as me and Michael together, and I think she's probably the best dog. There's only one other dog that might possibly have outbeat her in being the best dog, but it's hard because he was in a totally different situation as far as he was a house dog and out doing farm life. So anyway, but I think Michael says best dog he's ever had too. And when we got her, she did go into heat basically immediately. But even with her going into heat, she's been good. We've only had her go to the neighbors twice. And it's, brand new. She doesn't know the area. So she listens really, really great. She was excited about the chickens. We got the shock collar out. She got shocked one time. And after that, I could just use the buzzer. And she responds, like, it's amazing how well she responds with the buzzer. Any other dog that we've ever had to use a shock collar on, they're so stubborn. They would never have responded to just the vibrating part. So she has, like, each time she got introduced to the chickens, she would be like excited, want to pounce, and I had to check her because she moved right when I did that. It's like, oh no, is she going after chickens now that I'm talking about it? Anyway, she would get zapped once, not zapped, buzzed once, and then she'd leave them alone the whole rest of the day. And that's like we'd have to do a refresher. And I think it took the 5th day, she totally ignored them. No more, didn't care about them. She could be out off the leash, off the running line, and didn't pay them any attention at all. But the chicks are a little different because they're like little squeaky toys. They're spastic. So when they spaz, she's like, oh, that puppy, playfulness comes out. So we've been, walking her around their coop so she get used to their smells and everything. And she was okay, but when they would get flighty and stuff, she would, start to get too excited, and we'd buzz her or tell her aunt. That's our, for no, we say aunt. And she would respond really, really well. So today, when Michael put them in here, he said, go get the dog. And he opened the door and he let her come in here. And she did great. She came in real slow, just going up to him, curious, smelling them out. And they started getting flighty at one time, and she got a little excited where Michael said aunt, and he's not so sure that she would have pounced or anything, but she just kind of did her head down for that and came on out and just lay down. And anyway, so she did really, really, really great. She's funny. She's the kind of dog, you see the memes where they're like, they did something they're not supposed to and they turn their head and they just barely look outside. She's like that. And so one day I had the kids get one of these chicks out and showed it to her, and I had just told her aunt for getting excited a little bit earlier, and she wouldn't look at him. She'd turn her head and just barely every once in a while peek out the side of her face. And so we'd move it. No, you smell it, I'm petting it, I want you to see this is ours, and know that this is part of the family. And she would just keep turning. She ended up going behind me, so I couldn't do it. So then I came back around, to show her the chicken, and she started pouting and went and got under the bus and laid down pouting. I was like, well, that's good. That's good. So then I went to show her the little chicks, which I'll show you in a minute. And she got super excited, like the moment it came out and went to like bite. And I told her aunt, and she, immediately dropped her head down. and that's all it takes for her. And so I was trying to show her that one. She's doing the same thing, turning her head as far as she can, just barely glancing out the side. And I kept trying to show it to her, and she went and pouted under the bus. So it was funny. She's actually checking them out right now. Let's just see her. So she's black, so she probably blends in. I don't know if you can actually see her with the shadows out there. But anyway, well, are y'all going to come up, or I'm going to have to come to y'all? Anyway, so we've been really happy with her, I think, for the amount of time. She's had such a drastic change, going from an indoor dog all the time, not being used to roads or cars or animals, not being used to the temperature changes. She has done a fabulous job adjusting, and she is so obedient. She really, really, really is obedient. She learns so fast. She's also playful. You know, throwing the ball, she'll actually fetch and stuff. And Michael's like, oh, I've always wanted a dog that would fetch. And he's never had one before. So she's doing really, really good. And considering she is in heat and not going off, except for the 2 times she just, you know, went off when it's new territory, not knowing what's what, she has done really, really, really good. She watches the kids. She watches us. She goes back and forth when people are out, you know, between who's who. And if you say, you know, come, she comes really, really quick. So I'll do this, and then I'll leave her training part alone. I was worried about the road, and because we have a highway, we're on a highway, and there's a good bit of traffic all the time, and she's a house dog. And so one day the kids come running to the bus. Shiloh's in the road, and I got the shock collar. She happened to have it on, but I got the remote. And by the time I got out, she was back across the road, but she immediately turned around to go back again. She wasn't in the road. She had went across the first time. It's not like she was just walking down the road or anything. She went across for whatever reason. And so I got in range to use the shock collar right as she was getting up to the road, and it just happened that a noisy truck was coming. And so I zapped. I didn't buzz. I shocked her that time because I wanted her to know this is not okay. And it happened just like as that truck got close to her, or got in front. It was on the other side of the road, but you know, still in front of her. And after that, she was really, every time a car would go by, she's like really watching the car and unsettled. She turned immediately back, came back to us, and we were walking to see, you know, will she get comfortable and go back to the road? And she never once did again. And then I wanted to test it. So we went walking back to the end of the driveway. Our mailboxes are across the street. And so I told the kids to stay, and I told her to stay. And I went to go, and she went to come with me. And I shocked her as soon as she went to come. And she darted back over to the other side of the driveway, still on the driveway, but the far side away from the road. And I was like, okay, that's good. Hopefully, you know, it'll be just like the chickens. We just do it once a day for a few days, and she'll get it. That's all it took. That is all it took. I've tried 2 other times to try to get her to go with me to the road. I'm not trying to get her. I'm just walking, and I walk that way. And she doesn't even go. It's like 2 driveways come together, and then they go into one to the road. And where they come together, she stops there. She doesn't go any further than that. She did it today, and she did it 2 days ago. And she wouldn't even go any further than that. So that's all it took. So I'm really, really impressed with how smart she is and how well she's learning. So enough on the dog. I'll show you the chicks, and then we'll go see the little chicks. All right, so the ones with the mohawks are the cream leg bars. And then the other ones that are colored like them but don't have the big mohawks, those are the olive leggers. Olive eggers, not leggers. And then, of course, the barred rocks. No, not barred rocks. The Rhode Island Reds. So we got these. One of the Rhode Island Reds. Here we go. It was supposed to be a hen. He ended up being a little rooster. That's all right. Well, we can breed them and hatch out more Rhode Island Reds later. And there's Shiloh. I'm watching them just fine. All right, so I'm shut in. See? And I can just pull this, and voila! There we go. Before we go on, I'll show you the greenhouse a little bit. So we got 2 bus windows, one at the end and up here to be for ventilation. We actually put it where you open it from the outside, so we don't have to even go in if we're just coming down here to open it. We put those same latches on the greenhouse, and he'll put the string through so we can open it from the inside. And So far, we've got, it's going to be hard for me to tell where I'm pointing. So it's 6 inches to that string, then it's 2.5 feet. That's all greens all the way down. Then the middle is the walkway. This part that's still dirt is going to be the roots. And then on, I got some grass, well, we've got some grass coming out. Then the 6 inch, it has celery and mustard. It was a purple mustard. That 6 inch over there is going to be peas. So I'm going to show you that. And we've already got the lettuce planted. And then Michael cut the grass because we couldn't get straw. Cut the grass and put that in here as mulch. And then this is composted goat manure and bedding that we got from a farm not too far away. And we planted 6 days ago. And look at that beautiful lettuce. It makes me so happy. There is still some grass in there that's not turned brown yet. But we got lots of little lettuces. And let's see what else we got. Alright, I don't know what it is, but it's a brassica. Can you see the kind of heart-shaped, well, kind of heart-shaped leaves in here? So we got brassicas coming up, so that makes me happy. So that would be our front yard, where the trees are. So we come back just enough, have a house back here. That'd be front yard, and kind of see the pond area. It's a pretty area. So now we got a pump down here. Pump. Is that a water pump? Yeah. No, I don't know. Got a spigot. That's what it is. Spigot. We have a wood chipper now. So Michael, he's sick, so he didn't do much today, but he tried it out. And this is the kind of chips that we got. So pretty good. It does, of course, take some time, to get it. But this will be some good stuff. So they got this all cleared out. One for bringing the power in here and for doing the water. This is going to be my mother-in-law's garden area, and her house will be down there. This area, I told you I was going to tell you about it, so let me back up. Alright, so we're going to make a little fenced-in area with this chicken coop. And we're going to put a lot of bedding, a lot of wood chips and stuff in it, and do the thick bedding style with a few chickens. Not all of them, but a few of them. And let them live off of that. And there's a lot of people, they're able to do that, and they have it thick enough. There's so many bugs, and they put all their garden scraps and stuff in there, all their food scraps, and they don't have to feed their chickens. And it makes this lovely, lovely, lovely stuff for the garden. So we wanted a few in a small concentrated area so that we can develop some really, really, really good stuff. And we'll probably alternate which chickens go in there so they still get the free range, just every week or so, change out the chickens. But anyway, so this will be somewhere in here. He'll come out with a little fencing, and this will just be some really good concentrated composty like wood chips and stuff that's fertilized that we can then use in the garden. Here's some of our big ones that are left over. They're starting to feather back out and getting happier. So we got strawberries that we brought from Kentucky, looking good. They're going to be going in the ground in 2 weeks. And this was a different variety. This was the Old North Sea. This one was the Pantagruela, something like that. And then we bought a little bit, one clump of the Salad Brunet that we'll get in there. You see those little babies? All right, so the big chicks just came out of this one. It has the heat lamps, and we just added these in. So we had one hatch out of eggs from my in-laws that we brought, that we wanted to keep their line going, and only one hatched. And I don't know what happened to the eggs, but the incubator was full, so 41 eggs, and only one hatched. And so that one's the biggest one in here. It was barred rocks, and with Papa passing away, we wanted to keep his line going. And anyway, so they decided to order some more chicks. You can probably see him. Or if we think it's a girl, she's back there towards the corner. So we waited to see if any more would hatch, because we thought, oh, that one, it hatched early. So we were just waiting, and no more hatch, no more hatch. And they waited, I don't remember, like a week. And so it was alone all that time. And so they went to try to find some more barred rocks, and we had to order them. So they're over a week, like 2 weeks difference between that one big one and then the rest of the black ones. And we went ahead and ordered 15 more Novagens, that's the cream ones, for us. So my mother-in-law and my brother-in-law, they are splitting up the barred rocks, and we got Novagens. And they did fine, which of course, majority of them were all the younger ones and only one big one, but he did fine, or she did fine. Here she comes. At you know, checking them all out and no fighting or anything. Well, we had already ordered Novagens when all of our other ones died, and they were set to be delivered last Friday. So Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, 4 days ago. And we were hoping that they would be okay, because they would be 2 weeks. No. Yeah, so they would be 3 weeks, I guess, 2 or 3 weeks younger than the biggest one, and then a week younger than the other ones that came. And I don't know if you can see the size difference, but there's some little bitty ones in there, and they're all fine. They've done fine going in together. We had no problems whatsoever of any kind of pecking or anything. So we did have one die, a black one die, and then when Michael moved them in here, I don't know if you can see. Oh, I guess you can't see. Our yeah, maybe there's that metal horse trough out there. That's what we put our little ones in with the heat lamp right away. And so they came out of that into this, and it accidentally, the horse trough accidentally got set on one. So we had one Novagen die today. But other than that, we've been super, super happy with the Freedom Ranger hatchery. We've got healthy chicks. I think that's the best chicks that we've got is from them out of all the places we've got chicks before. I don't know why the black one died. The Novagen that died today, that was just an accident. I think one might have been dead upon arrival in the Barred Rocks box. But, you know, they sent extra each time, at least one extra. So it made up for the one that died. But anyway, we do have one black one in there for days. It's just not acting right. It keeps being upside down, and chicks on top of it. So we're hoping this will help having it spaced out, but it's not walking. I mean, it can walk, but not well. And it's smaller than everybody else. And it's like examining it. We can't figure out what's wrong with it. So we're hoping getting this extra space will help. So it was up here. Michael thought, oh, it was shaky. So he thought it was cold. So he put it up here, and it's gone. So, I mean, it's able to walk enough. I don't know where it is at this moment, but it's at least gone somewhere to one of these corners. So we're keeping an eye on that one, because not sure if it's going to make it or not, because it's just acting weird. And we can't figure out what's wrong with it. But anyway, they're doing good. They're happy. They went straight to pecking at the grass, even the little bitty ones that are just for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Yeah, 4 days old. Well, I guess they're 5 days old because they would have hatched before. But we've had them for 4 days. Anyway, they're happy. They're all doing good. So I'm going to show you the setup for the brooder. So he's got logs out here to protect them from the foxes from digging up under it, and that has helped. So it's the same coop as the one I just showed you. And then in there, let's see if it'll focus. Does it focus? So we got the heat lamps. We got 2 heat lamps in there, and they are secured for if something were to happen. You know, they're clamped on and they're tied up. And then, let's see, I don't know what all you can see. Got their waters in there and their feed in there. We'll have to get that bigger for too long. Anyway, that's the only difference basically, is adding the heat lamps in there. It's just like the other one. So we got a package in the mail today that I thought y'all might be interested in seeing. So I was going to open it with you. Ta-da! We got some garlic. It'll be going in the ground. So this is music garlic. It makes massive cloves, so we're really excited about that. So we can't wait to get this in the ground. So there you can see it's organic. The shipping was real fast. How fast did this take to get here, Michael? It's like 3 days. It's like 3 days to get here. Saltic Farms. Looks good. And then we got their package. That's their baby cloves. And what it is they're small cloves from all of their garlic. So this is going to be an assortment. And they only have 4 varieties, so we'll be able to probably pick out which variety is what. But anyway, it's smaller cloves and it's at a discounted price. And they said that they double the first year and I think triple that size the next year or whatever. something like that. But they get bigger, but it's just they're not premium, but still good. You know, just grow it and it'll grow and get bigger. So we're excited about that. Try those out. We're really excited about these big ones. Let's see if I can put it with my hand so you can see. I mean, these are big. So we're excited about that, and I thought you'd want to see. You gotta go check out their website. What are you doing?
I'm trying to catch tadpoles.
Tadpoles?
Yep. Tadpoles.
Well, you're not gonna catch them splashing. Pretty, pretty.
What?
Pretty, pretty.
Why do you say that?
Because it's pretty.
It's pretty.
What is it?
Onasport. It's pretty.
Onasport?
Yep.
That is a neat tree. That's one that fell over. Little soldier walking with his BB gun, off to protect the farm. We'll see y'all next time. Shalom.